Alright, it's been a while since I've made a video on the stereo. I've been actually kind of busy and the weather has been exactly phenomenal to be doing any work to the car. But I have been playing with the stereo. You notice I haven't done anything about the vent because I'm still looking for a cheap 2008 plus vent, because you can't have a 2007 2006 vent. This is a 2007. Otherwise you get this awful looking gap. It doesn't seal right. Also, you're supposed to just then change this too, but I adapted it, so it's actually sealed pretty good. Anyway, so about the stereo. Well, a lot of people are complaining about the radio problem, which if you get this stereo, this radio isn't the most important thing to me anyway, because video killed the radio star, and this is 2018, the radio. But it does have two radios. It has the built-in one, which is built into the stereo, and the one that was already in the car, which it does use this. So, like for example, the problem is the radio station isn't correct. So I'm going to start the one that's built in the car, which does work, but gets poor reception. It sounds good. And you see, this is 103.5. But if you drive around, you find spots where it doesn't get good reception. Now I'm going to start the one down here. Same station, but this is not 103.5. It says here 95.4. And it sounds better and it gets way better reception. This one here. I mean, you can use it, but if you're looking for a station, you're going to have a hard time because the numbers are off, because America has a different frequency than that of China or Japan. So this works, the radio works, but the reception, I mean, I have a splitter in the back. I have a splitter in the back that allows me to get reception of both the bottom and the top radio. So I can choose the one that comes with the stereo or the OEM radio. Doesn't matter, but like to me it doesn't matter because I don't use the radio. For me, the most I use is YouTube. I use YouTube for most of everything, but I have other things here I use besides YouTube. Anyway, one of the things I've been playing with, of course, is GPS. I use WAS if you have data. Now, if you want data on this thing, you could use a USB GPRS, I think it's called, adapter that will get you basically like a 4G or 3G connection on this. I don't have one of those, but it supposedly works. I use my cell phone as a hotspot, a Wi-Fi hotspot, and as long as I have internet, I have my cell phone with me, I have a Wi-Fi hotspot. So I could use that, or the offline maps, which I like. It's pretty nice. It does take a while to start. I'm not going to play with that right now. Press the home button. But yeah, that works. For me, the biggest feature is its home entertainment center. It's something you can do while you're driving long distances. I go upstate New York a lot. Sometimes I go other places. If it takes like 40 minutes for me to get anywhere, I'm going to be playing with this. I have YouTube. I do have Netflix. Try Netflix out. I mean, Netflix, everything sucks. I don't know. I don't really use Netflix. I don't want to play anything before I get a copyright strike, but trust me, it works. I have Kodi. Now, this is probably if there's one thing you want installed in one of these stereos, because it's definitely Kodi, because it does everything. And in time, it probably would do Netflix, but currently this version doesn't do Netflix. So, basically, I again, not for any copyright reasons, I don't want to play anything that's going to be copyright, but I do have, I have an MB plugin, and MB is like Plex, but of course, not as, it's just different. I use it, I have a Linux computer that hosts videos, so I have, for example, I use that to sync, so I could use this anywhere, as long as I have an internet connection, you can use this, and these are movies I have for some relatives of mine, so this is okay. I can play this because I'm pretty sure this will not give me a copyright strike. Just give it a second. Okay. Trying to synchronize while it's trying to play that. Yeah, it's playing. Don't need to watch that. Hit the back button. I did hit the stop. Sometimes MB is not exactly responsive. Sometimes because again on Android, MB is even more unstable than the PC version. Oh, wow, it's really unstable. Hit the home button for that. Yeah, I did want to try RetroArch because I do have Chinese Android stereos in my other cars. I have an IS250, a Lexus IS250 that has, and as you can see here, I have an Xbox controller and it's plugged in to the port here, but it blinks. So there's no point trying RetroArch. I do have ROMs and everything, but if it does this, I doubt it works. It didn't work in MB. Let me see. I mean Cody. See if Cody is working with me right now. It's totally frozen. But it is Android, so I want to fix that. Go to apps. Go down to where Cody is. It is a very responsive. I mean, I have a lot of other cars with these kind of stereos. In fact, I'm going to put one $100 one in a 1998 Jeep Grand Cherokee. So they're cheap, and I'm putting them in practically all my cars. There's no reason not to. Force stop because I did freeze. Try Cody again. But yeah, I also have the weather set up because I figured why not? There's my weather. I can have, let's see, TV. Now I don't have a TV tuner set up here, but I do have a computer running Linux that does it. So for example, if I want to watch this, it's going through the internet to get it, but there it is. TV from my home. This will work just about anywhere. Yeah, the antenna signal is not great, but it will work from my home. I'll just power this off. Hopefully this responds. Sometimes Kodi is a little funny, but if you can definitely run Kodi here. Maybe a little unstable. Definitely very unstable. That's like for every Android device though. Burger King app, because I have relatives. I don't eat Burger King. It's awful stuff. I don't recommend it. Yeah, there's also the mode button. You can set this up so when I press it, it cycles through Navi, music, video, phone, TV, which aux, iPod, disc, radio. I'm gonna go back to Navi because I set it up as my offline maps. So I just see it's now starting up. Don't want it. You can set that up when you go click in here, go to settings, go down to car settings, and you can select your Navi app by clicking here and choose whatever is their Navi app. You can pretty much just choose any app. It doesn't give a crap, but obviously choose one for navigation. And I choose the offline one because just in case I'm not the one driving the car and somebody needs to use a GPS, WAS requires internet. Well, unless I download the maps, which doesn't play nice with that. But offline maps, it works fine. I already downloaded the maps from my area. This works great. So yeah, that is the current progress. I really wish, because like I said, I have a Corvette with one of these stereos in them. I have a Lexus ES330, and this I've actually played Super Mario Brothers on my car stereo from the stereo itself, not from like a phone that just projects it here. No, it actually plays. I don't think I've ever played with a phone projector, like the when you could see your cell phone on here. I'm sure that works, but I never gave a crap because this runs Android. But yeah, it works good so far. I haven't had any issues. I've used it all the time. I've driven upstate New York a few times, which is like a 3-hour drive for me, like a few times with this car, using this stereo to watch or listen to YouTube or whatever. It works good. I have no complaints, and I've used the GPS constantly. So no problems. But I'm still trying to figure out, as far as I know about why the radio frequency off, it may not be the radio itself, but there's that CAN bus, there's a little box that came with the radio when you installed it. That may be what's off, people are saying. And that's like, because that's still not purposely built for the American market. It's still like Europe or Japan or something, because they say it's just not built for the American market, because these radios weren't expected to be sold in America. And yeah, I'm still looking for a cheap one of these. I can get these for like $100 if I want to get the 2008 Plus model, where the controls are in the center and not on the sides here. But I'm not spending more than $60 because I don't feel like it. It's a cosmetic thing, which, granted, I don't want my car to look ugly, but yeah, that's the current event. I'm still trying to figure out this radio thing, but for my purposes, works good. Like I said, YouTube works, Netflix works. Kodi is funky, but it works. Just be careful when you mess with it. It's just not, for any Android device that use Kodi, you'll know it's just not a very stable app. And I'm using, like, that's Kodi 17.6, not Kodi 18, which is still experimental. I really want to get RetroArch running, and I might just, because I have a PlayStation 4 controller, because in all the other car stereos I have, this works. This has always worked. Like, Xbox has just always worked, but for some reason in this stereo, it doesn't work. So you can't, like, even if this was working, if I pressed left or right or up and down, you would start seeing it move the menu screen. But it's not. It's plugged in right here. Unplug it. It's the USB Xbox 360. That would be just a cool feature to have. Why? I mean, you wouldn't be driving playing Xbox. I mean, this is something like maybe a passenger wants to play a game, if they could stomach a moving car playing Mario or whatever other game you could load on there. But yeah, it's definitely capable of that sort of thing. I will experiment with this later. This is just a web shortcut here that says MB, because this will work, but I'd rather use Kodi. Kodi is way better. Anyway, that's my update for now. I'll see if there's anything new. I will post another video.